Hi, welcome to this week's Dragonblade Authors Unplugged. I'm so excited. We have a full house. I love it when we have a full house. We have Cerise DeLand, Syrie James, Jara Salisbury, Michelle McLean, and Emily Murdoch with us this week. Ladies, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us.
It's our pleasure.
So we're going to jump right in and start with Cerise. Her book came out last week, and it's Lord Carlisle's Enticing Earl, and it's book 5 in the Scarlet Affair series. And I adore the cover for this one. I love the rebrand of the whole series, but the cover for this one is just,
yes,
perfect.
I agree.
Can you tell us the story?
It's perfection. The paper floating across the cover is instrumental, is a metaphor, or indicative, I should say, of what she does in the book. She is a French emigre and friend of heroines 1, 2, 3, and 4. They either all went to school together, finishing school north of Paris, or they had parents who were friends. But she has a special skill, and because of her special skill, and also because her brother has been arrested by the arch villain in this series, Valancourt, she has fled to England. And our hero discovers her on the shore in Brighton, and she's flying a kite, literally, that she made. And our hero has a 3-year-old daughter who loves kites and all things that fly. And so, lo and behold, a wave comes in, and our heroine saves the little girl. And so
everything about this.
Yeah. So it's the beginning of an enchantment by the hero, who insists that she is someone he could really care for. And true to the rest of the story, or the rest of the series, I should say, there is an element in the story that tells the reader what's going on in the war and in France, what's going on in the war between France and England, and how she is instrumental. She has a special skill. I won't give it away, but she's been drawing cities for travel books in France prior to this to make a living. And now she does something unique. So as we go through this book, we also get a flavor of what else is going on. And what else is going on is that the French army, 200,000 strong, sit on the coast of France. And Napoleon goes occasionally to award medals and so on. And he encourages them to shout and yell, and the sound goes across the channel. And it frightens so many of the English that they...
And me too. I would sign up for being frightened too by that.
Yeah, right. The English are so frightened of that, they flee their homes, many of them, pack up and just go. So they, our heroine, of course, is pursued by double French agents, which is also a fact of what occurs during this period, because the French have planted a lot of agents in England, and many of them are emigres. So it's a problem when she is abducted, and
of course she does.
Yeah, of course she is. So our hero has to rise to the occasion and gather a few of his friends. And what results, of course, is happily ever after. But I encourage you to read it, because there are other things that go on in this book that are also very true to the time. For example, Elizabeth Lebrun, who was the portraitist of Marie Antoinette and many royals in Europe after the Revolution, she was actually in Brighton during the summer of 1805, and you see her. She has a party, and our heroine and many of her friends go for tea. So I hope you're going to read the series, because you get a good idea of what's going on, not just with wonderful romances, but wonderful romances that occur during a very tumultuous period in the Regency.
I love the research that you do for your books. I love the research that all of you do for your books, especially for those of us who are historically challenged and just memorize the dates we had to memorize to get through the test and didn't really learn anything or have any context for anything.
Yeah.
Getting to read history with the structure of a love story is fantastic.
Yes, yes, really I agree. That. It makes it more real. It's not just what they eat and drink, but what they do, and what happens to people when they hear 200,000 soldiers yelling across the channel.
I'm headed for the closet. You know, like
gone.
I'm done. That's it. I'm hiding. It's going to grab me by the ankles and drag me out, because I'm not coming out on my own. Yeah. So awesome. Well, it sounds like a blast. And we have a ton more Scarlet Affair books, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So we can stay in this world for a long time, which is another one of my favorite.
Until Napoleon is gone. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. So the next book that came out this week is Syrie's book, which is actually the first book that came out this week, is Syrie's book, and it's Danger in Darkmoor Park, and it's book 3 in the Audacious Sisterhood of Smoke and Fire. The logo for this one, I have to count when I say the words, but I love the logo for this one, and the series title is fantastic. Can you tell us about the book?
Yes, I had so much fun writing this book, and I'm thrilled and over the moon to tell you that it came out 2 days ago, and it's already an Amazon bestseller in 5 categories.
Fantastic.
Historical mysteries, Victorian historical romance, and Gothic romances. So yay, and thank you to everyone who has been reading and supporting, and all the Instagram bloggers and people for posting reviews. This is an Agatha Christie style murder mystery meets Gothic romantic suspense, and it's all set, well, snowbound at a country manor house in Victorian England over Christmas, which is something I've always wanted to have a Christmas book. So I put it all together in one book, and it's full of heart-pounding romance. And as you said, it's book 3 in the Audacious Sisterhood of Smoke and Fire series. It can be read as a standalone, and I hope it'll encourage you to go back and read the first 2 books in the series. And each sister gets their own book. And the title of the series comes from their mother, who told them, if things don't seem right, they probably aren't, and you ought to investigate. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And each one of these sisters is keen to be an amateur sleuth, and they get involved with all kinds of murder and mayhem and danger, and so much fun to write. So in this book, my heroine, Selena Taylor, she's the 3rd sister. She's trapped by a blizzard at a remote country manor house over the Christmas holidays with a group of very suspicious people, when one of the guests has a terrible accident, and his last words before he dies are a cryptic clue that he whispers just to Selena about a cache of hidden money, an enormous fortune that he's hidden somewhere on the estate. So not only does she have a murder to solve, but she has a treasure hunt to embark on. And soon after, a mysterious, very charming doctor appears out of the blizzard, and she enlists his help to solve the murder and the murders that ensue, and to hunt for hidden treasure. And
yeah, because if you need a helper, you pick the cute one.
You do. And, they make a brilliant sleuthing team. It's so much fun in this book to have them working together from almost the very beginning to solve all these murders and search for treasure. And the thing is, it's complicated because more people die, as one does in an Agatha Christie style murder mystery. And everyone seems suspicious. Everyone is hiding something. Even our hero seems to be hiding something. So Selena has to wonder, can she trust this man who has stolen her heart? A lot of people have asked me what inspired this particular book. And really, it's inspired by Agatha Christie's most famous play, The Mousetrap, which is famously set at a country manor house during a blizzard in England. And people die, and there's all kinds of murder and mayhem that ensue. So I set it at Christmas and took that premise and completely created something entirely new, which I hope you'll enjoy. I hope it keeps you.
Oh, it sounds like so much fun.
Keeps you turning pages long into the night. The reviews have been amazing, and I'm really excited to share this book with the whole world.
Oh, great. That's wonderful, and it sounds fantastic. How many more sisterhoods do we get?
Oh, you mean after this one? Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I've got all ideas, and there's all kinds of characters and previous books can come forward and be part of the sisterhood.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a blast, so I'm glad it's doing so well. So the next book that comes out this week is JR's books, and it's The Duke's Love, and it's book 2 in the Endless Love series. And I sing this song to myself every time I write it down. My endless love, over and over and over again in my head like an earworm. So JR, can you tell us about this one?
This one is set in Kent. The hero, Arthur, has gotten really peeved that this grace keeps running amok in his estate, where the horse comes from, who owns it, except one time he catches a woman across the field, but he never can catch her. He eventually finds out where she's at. Her parents have left her alone on the estate, and he finally goes to confront her after he catches the horse. And all kinds of mayhem between the two of them occurs. He finds her arrogant and anything else that can go with that. But what gets him the most is she owns a parrot, and the parrot ends up being like the third wheel in the book. He doesn't like Arthur. He cusses like her, and is very protective of Daphne, who is the. And it takes him a long time to get Arthur's trust. So that's the gist of it. But he's trying to get some businesses started and get straightened out on his estate, while still trying to keep an eye on her, because who will forward in the next 2 books that come in the series. So.
Yeah. I love that one. We get to see returning characters. That's one of my favorite things. Awesome. Well, it's not often we get a parrot as a third letter. Fantastic.
Yeah,
it's a
macaw. And macaw.
Mm-hmm.
The macaws her father had given her, but when he gave it, didn't realize the bird cussed like he did. So
at least she's not the one who taught the bird to cuss. So there's something there. Awesome. Well, it sounds like great. Mm-hmm. Well, the next book that came out this week is Eliana Pierre's book, and it's a Duke's lady. She can't be with us, so she sent me something. So I'm going to just read a real quick snippet because it sounds like so much fun. So it's book 5. book 4 in the Duke's Dare series. And she wrote the whole series with this cute, passive best friend couple in mind, constantly thinking about what it would take for the two of them to like pull the trigger and step from like, friends into actual real romance. And then she decided it needed to be a literal trigger with guns and everything. So I'm really curious about how all of that works out. And so in Nobi and Chris's love story is full of shenanigans for both the present and also that you get to see back in the past when they first fell in love, and then when they step over into being in love this time and decide that it's worth the risk. And she hopes everyone enjoys the steamy read, which is underscored by a dare between 4 sisters to each snag a duke, and the self-empowerment it takes to actually accomplish it. And I love that. I love the thing that so many of you do with women in your books, especially in the Regency books, where you give them agency, to like have some say in what actually happens with their life.
Yeah.
So that's it's the Duke's Lady, and it's Flame, I think. So steamy. So the next book that comes out this week is Michelle's book, and it is The Marquess Married a Murderess. Which, like, why would he do that? Why would he do that? That doesn't seem like a good idea. So I'm curious as I'll get at as to why the Marquess Married a Murderess. Michelle, can you tell us about that one?
It's loosely based on the 90s rom-com So I Married an Axe Murderer. So she's not really a murderess, but people think she is. She's had a lot of really bad luck with her husbands. She's had 4 that she's buried already. So there's a lot of rumors flying around about how they died and why they died. They all died very soon after the wedding night, one of them on the wedding night. So she thinks that she's cursed and has vowed never to marry again, because every time she marries, she buries. So doesn't want to do it again. But he's my reformed playboy who never was interested in marriage until he met her. So now he's chasing around this woman he's vowed never to marry again, because she doesn't want to kill him. So so it's kind of fun. Just it's not an enemy to lovers, but it is kind of a wooing the reluctant bride, because she doesn't want to marry again, and he really wants to marry her. So it was fun kind of pitting them against each other. And then when they finally do decide to get together, his family has many objections because of all the rumors against her, and they don't want him to marry a possible murderess. So they have to overcome that too. So it was a lot of fun to write, because it's
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like fun. What's he like?
My hero is, I don't want to say Ryan Reynolds, but he's kind of he's just that goofy, doesn't take anything seriously, and she takes everything overly seriously. So it's a lot of fun pitting them against each other and putting them in situations where she's like, why aren't you taking this seriously? And he said, because it's not serious. So there's kind of an opposites attract. Of course, he doesn't believe in curses, and she starts like, I've got all this evidence. Every time I marry somebody, I'm going to the graveyard. So it was fun having them battle it out against each other, and then having to team up to battle everybody else, because everybody else is against them as well. So it was fun overcoming it.
That's fun. Yeah. And I love the idea of, like, when they finally decide, okay, I'll take a chance, having to push back against everybody else who is reiterating to them the exact same arguments that they were just making to themselves and they just got over. And it's like, you really got to lock that in if you're going to stand in that kind of thing. So it sounds like a blast. And this is the start of the Brailsford brothers. Brailsford. I got all the letters in the wrong order. Series. So this is the first book in a brand new series. Can you tell us a little bit about the setup for the series?
Yeah, they're all kind of loosely based on 90s rom-coms. So this one was based on So I Married an Axe Murderer. Book 2 is based on You've Got Mail, which was fun. It was interesting to do because it's a hard setup for the Regency period, because they wanted their letters to be anonymous like it is in the movie, and that was that took me a few months to figure out how to make that work, but it's been a lot of fun to write. And then book 3 is based on House Sitter, which almost nobody I've talked to has ever watched. It's Goldie Hawn and Steve Martin. So if you haven't watched it,
oh my goodness,
best rom-coms. So House Sitter, Emily While You Were Sleeping. It's a mashup of that. Set and Regency. So it's been a really fun series to do.
Oh, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
And now I have House Sitter on my
It's really cute. I don't know why nobody's seen it. Go watch it. It's good.
Well, I've got it on my list. Well, that sounds like a blast, and I'm glad I now know why the Marquess married a murderess, because I've been wondering. Awesome. Well, the last book that comes out this week is Emily's book, and it's another chance book. There's so many chances. All the chances. You take all the chances, and this is any chance you can
take.
Any chance you can take.
Chance you can take. Yes.
And this is book 9.
Book 9 of 20, though. So, like, buckle up, Buttercup. So this is a long series.
So many chances.
So if you haven't encountered my chance series yet, where have you been? The first 4 books follow 4 brothers in the Regency era and all of their hijinks. And the rest of the series follows the next generation, that very early Victorian era. The 4 brothers are all grown up, and now their own adult children are getting up to all the same hijinks that they got up to, but they are not fans of this at all. If you haven't read any of the previous books, though, that's absolutely fine. Every single book is a standalone, but you will, I hope, fall in love with the family as a whole, because you do get to see siblings come in and out of each other's lives, and parents try to be incredibly hypocritical and get called out by their children. So I have a huge amount of fun writing it. Book 9, Any Chance You Can Take, is Jessica's story. So she is a daughter of Viscount Penrith, and she is a true blue wallflower. She has everything. She's terribly shy. She's terribly quiet. She does not want any attention. She's perfectly aware that she is the plainest of her 4 sisters. And all she wants to do is just be left alone and admired by her family. She doesn't want to go into society. She doesn't want to do anything fancy. And she is going off into the autumn house party of the whole family, and she's really looking forward to this. What she doesn't expect is a strange gentleman to turn up, ask which one of the many chances who are there is Jessica, and then immediately propose marriage to her.
Holy moly.
So this is very much a shock to Jessica. She's never heard of this man. She's got absolutely no idea why he's here or why he has proposed. She takes him aside and tries to figure this out, but he's adamant he wants to marry her. Will she accept him? And Jessica looks at her life and thinks, well, this is probably the best chance I'm ever going to get. And so by the end of chapter 1, our couple are engaged. But this is very much a marriage of convenience. Our good friend Reginald Blakely, Baron Lynn, has a dark and terrible family secret that is about to become a dark and very public scandal. He needs to marry well before the scandal breaks. And he knows that the chances as a family have an excellent reputation. So he has to align himself as quickly as possible with any chance that he can take that will take him. Unfortunately,
see what you did there.
I see what I did. You see what I did? So
there.
We now have this kind of story of courtship at a house party with a family between 2 people, one of whom is utterly convinced that there are secret connivings behind this marriage of convenience, and a hero who is certain there are connivings behind the marriage of convenience, but just keep them a secret. The family get involved. There's accidental lovemaking. It all gets very complicated, and of course, no time to explain, Evelyn. No time to explain. And at the end, it turns out that Reginald has more than one secret that he is hiding. Da da da! I love this series hugely, but I haven't really done a house party romance within it yet. And I think, to Sirie's point, there's so much fun about that closed environment where there's a limited number of people. You are stuck with them. They are stuck with you. Most of them you love. Even the ones you love, you sometimes hate. And there's just a lot of emotions and feelings and tension, secrets and lies, unexpected love. You know, Reginald doesn't expect to fall in love. He just is there to quickly get his bride nailed down in every sense. And when all the secrets and lies come out near the end, they both have to make a very difficult choice.
I'm going to just let you have that one. I'm not going to say anything.
It's just very, very fun. And of course, if you read this book and you think that Jessica's sisters or her brother or any of her cousins are fabulous, every single one of them has their own romance in this series. And at the end, I tell you which number of books in the series the siblings are. So
Oh,
you can,
fun.
so, you know, when you have Jessica, you say, okay, if you love her sister Renee, this is her book number. If you love her sister Gwendolyn, this is her book number. If you love her brother Michael,
That's so
well,
helpful.
with 20
Right.
books, it's, again, I mean, partly it's for my benefit, if I'm totally honest. But I think when you fall in love, because there's 4 brothers and they've all got their own adult children, if you fall in love with a particular branch of that family, you can just read those books. And I highly recommend you read them all, of course. But if you're really thinking, you know what, I just love that particular, because they all have different flavors, because the brothers are also different.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's lots of different ways you can read this series because every single book is a standalone.
How fun. So, and I get the needing to keep track of it yourself. I know Cerise gets that too with her incredibly long series.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to keep
Yeah,
track.
I mean, I have a
of what-
spreadsheet, but my wonderful editor, Amy, we're editing book 15 at the moment, and she's pointed out I finally made a mistake with the birth order of one of my families. And I was like, well, we got to 15, and so far we were right. But it was going to happen eventually.
And Cerise, you must know something about this too, like that idea of having it set at a house party
Oh.
is kind of an extended only one bed. You know, like it's only one space where you have to keep track of everybody and keep everybody in the same.
Yes.
push
And Emily,
space.
you did such an amazing job of telling us about your entire series all in one encapsulated, wonderful explanation. And, you know, I was trying to keep my time down to allow everybody time. Where, you know, closed environment, snowbound over Christmas at a country house where everybody is a suspect and love is happening and it's getting out of control. And I'm excited to bring this whole series to my readers as well, because 3 sisters, they each have their own book full of romance and murder and mystery. And the other 2 books are The Mysteries of Penduar Hall and The Secrets of Thorndale Manor. And, you know, if you want to read about all 3 sisters, I hope you'll check out the whole series.
So the easiest way for you to find it as a reader is to go to the Dragonblade website, and we have an authors tab, and you can click on the author name, or I had them add a search block because I got tired of scrolling through pages trying to find who I was looking for. So you can just type the author's name in the search block at the top, and it will take you to the author's page on the Dragonblade website, and then you can see everything they've written, all the series, all the like if there's anything like that's related to the series, it will be there. You can find it all. And you can also go to the Amazon webpage, but why would you do that if you could come to Dragon?
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Oh, well, it was a treat. We only have a few minutes left, so I'm just gonna finish up by thanking you all for coming.
Thank you.
Tell you that Dragonblade books are the best deal on pre-order and release, and now especially when you see it go on pre-order, you got to jump right on it. You got 2 weeks at 99 cents from the time the pre-order goes up. So grab it right away, because that's less than a bad cup of coffee. There's no barrier to entry. Well, I mean, it is less than a bad cup of coffee.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to read all of these books. They all sound amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, everybody have a great weekend. I will make sure I put the links to everybody's books, including Eliana's, in the comments so you can grab them. And like I said, if you're looking for a series, you can always find it on the Dragonblade website or on Amazon. Thanks so much, ladies, for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.